No, I mean I'm back.
You're back.
Yes.
Oh.
Because the last few weeks I get sick.
Yeah, I
and
know.
now I'm totally.
Okay, you recovered.
Yes.
You recover. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're gonna talk about inflation.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Inflation is how the price change
Yes. Mm-hmm.
in 1 year. What's the change of the price in 1 year?
Mm-hmm.
So, in general speaking, is the price of goods and services in an economy has increased in 1 year.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Also, in my opinion, I think when we talk about inflation, people may be scared with the inflation because like the price of the goods increase, purchasing power down, something like that.
Yeah.
But now I want to tell you guys, suitable inflation is good for country's economic growth, for the suitable
Right.
rate. Yes. Mhm.
Right. Yep. So as I said before, the inflation is when the price increase
Yes. Mhm.
in an economy,
Yes. Mhm.
and the inflation rate is calculated for 1 year.
Yes. Mhm.
So we compare, for example, 2008, December.
Yes.
How about we do an example?
Okay,
And we explain
no
to our friends.
Yes.
Okay.
So
So
this is the formula.
yeah. Let me go to the board. We can explain like this. So inflation. I don't know if the guys can see this. Is that okay? Okay, perfect. So the formula will be the consumer price index in the first year minus consumer price index this year divided by consumer price index this year. So let's see. For example, in 2019, let's say this one is 2019 and this is 2018. 2018. Let's say, okay, inflation. 2019, the consumer price index was 150.2. Then we minus, and the consumer price index, so let's write down here, consumer price index 2019, 150.2, consumer price index 2018, let's say 137.8. So we use the formula 150.2, 137.8 divided by 137.8. So can you help me, Ray, to calculate this one?
Yeah.
So the last year, previous year divided by the previous year, so we can see the change in 1 year.
0.0899.
0.0899.
Yes. Mhm.
So now we divide by 100, so we can calculate the percentage, right?
Yes. Mhm. 8.9.
So we have the inflation percentage or inflation rate will be 8.9%.
Yes, almost 9%.
Yeah. So it's very easy, guys. As you can see, you just have to find the CPI or consumer price index. How about we explain what is the consumer price index?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
I think the data, every country will like shoot up the data. We can find like government website. We can find the number.
Right. Every country, let's say US, Japan,
UK. Yeah, every
they,
country.
they have their own pages,
Yes.
websites
Mhm.
where you can find CPI
Yes. Mhm.
and of course inflation. So CPI, how governments, how nations calculate CPI? Okay, they take a basket of goods and services
Yes. Mhm.
that the average consumer,
Yes. Mhm.
that's why it's called consumer
Yes.
price
Mhm.
index, that the average consumer consume
Consume, yes.
consume in that economy.
Yes.
Okay, let's say a car,
Car,
food,
food.
maybe insurance,
Yes.
or transportation
Yeah.
fee or
I
price,
think it's including almost everything.
meat, eggs,
Yes,
price of many things.
Mhm.
Then they calculate the average, and this will throw you a number, and that will be the CPI.
Yes.
And then based on this, you can calculate different CPIs for different years.
Yes.
Even
of
months,
course.
right?
Yes.
Months. Okay. Okay, so what's next? So now our friends know what is inflation and how can we calculate inflation, right? So, also before continue, I would like to tell our friends that, as I said before, CPI, this basket, use the average products of the average, normal products of an average consumer in an economy. But let's say you have different needs.
Yes, of
You
course.
don't really consume the same as other people. Maybe you
Well,
don't even drive, let's say,
Yes.
but normal people drive.
Yes.
So your basket will be different
Yeah, of
at
course.
this CPI. So that's why, guys, it's very important that you understand in your country how they calculate this
Yes.
CPI or consumer price index. Because maybe that your country will say, okay, the inflation for this year is very high.
Yes.
But maybe that inflation, it won't really affect you.
Of course.
Right.
It depends on, just you said, what you need.
Right.
Just for example, like in China, for the last couple of months, the pork price increased a lot.
Yeah.
I think the pork price will affect for the normal family. Yes. Also, for example, for other country, maybe like United Kingdom,
Yeah.
like the transportation cost increased, but for the normal needs, milk, pork, or foods, so maybe they will decrease the price. For your normal life, you will feel nothing, even the
Right.
CPI increased.
Right.
Yes. So it depends on what point of view you see.
Okay, so what's this picture?
Yeah, we can
Someone buying fruit,
see fruit,
right, in the market.
Yes.
So how about, Ray, you help our friends, you
Yes.
can explain our friends how inflation affect normal people.
Normal people, of course. When we talk about inflation, normally we will
This is for normal people, right?
yes, we will think the price of goods will increase because the fruit, meat, milk, basically what we need, basic needs,
Yeah.
the price will increase. For the inflation, of course, the product price will increase. It will affect our normal life.
Yeah, production price. Yeah.
It's another like the topic what we call the PPI, right?
Yeah.
For the CPI, I think this is the most important things. When your value of the money, you think it will decrease. What that mean? I have example. When you go to the supermarket, last year you spend maybe $200.
Yeah.
You can buy whole basket with your shopping carts.
Okay.
And when inflation happened, the price of the goods increased. You maybe just can buy half goods with the same amount of the money, 200. This is the inflation, how inflation affect our normal life.
Yeah. In our currencies, let's say like that. Our
Our
currencies.
currency, we call it purchasing power.
Yeah. So
With the same money, you buy less.
it's very interesting because inflation will decrease our purchasing power.
Of
right?
course.
But you know what? Actually, one of the reasons why there is inflation in an economy is because people has more purchasing power.
Yes.
Yeah. And also the supply of money in the economy is high.
Of course.
So
yes.
those are the main factors that can produce inflation.
Yes. And I can tell you guys there are type of inflation.
Okay.
It's totally, I have the three type of inflation. First of all, it's called demand pull inflation.
Okay.
Yeah, which it's always happened when the GDP makes like high needs and a low employment rate. Just like the US right now, for the last few months, the unemployment rate in the United States was new record, was the lowest
Low.
point.
Right.
Yes. Also, it's called the Phillips curve, like inflation.
I know.
Yes. And the second one is called cost push inflation. When the cost increased, it's like it had another name called supply shock inflation.
Okay.
Yes. It's usually happened when the oil price going very high.
Oh.
Yeah. The third one we call the built-in inflation. Yeah. Of course, for our normal life, we go to work, we get a salary. Of course, you want to get a high salary.
Right.
If the company or factory give you a high salary,
Yeah.
I think boss will transfer your salary to the product. The cost of product will be increased, for sure.
Right.
So it's always will cost inflation.
Yeah, because companies have to survive.
Of course.
And now that you said that, I can explain how inflation will affect your business.
Yes.
Okay. So the first one, of course, will be prices.
Of course.
Inflation is the increase in the average price, in the average prices in an economy, right? So that means this maker will be more expensive. This mouse, this laptop, this clothes, everything will, every price will increase, right? So if that happens, how can this affect your business? You have to charge more.
Yes.
Right?
You may lose the competition.
All the price
if the price increase.
Yeah, so let's say you sell coffee,
Yes.
like this picture. Then the coffee now won't be, let's say $1.
Yes.
Maybe it could be $2.
Yes.
So how can this affect your business? Well, your customers may probably try to find
The
cheaper options.
Of course.
Right.
Just for example, right now we know have the Starbucks, also Tim Horton, maybe. Yeah. If Starbucks sell coffee more expensive than Tim Horton, people maybe will go to the Tim Horton find the cheap one.
Yeah.
Because for the not for every people, I think for the most people, for the black coffee, every brand was the same, right?
Yeah.
For me, I think it's the same.
Yeah.
It not make a difference.
Yeah.
For
Right.
me. Yeah.
Yeah. And also very important, let's say for companies, inventory cost. How much you pay for storage your products.
Yes.
Right, inventory. So these costs also will increase with inflation.
Yes, of course.
Right. So okay, there is another one. It's called the menu cost. You know what does it mean? The menu cost is all the costs you incur when you have to change prices. That's why it's called menu. Imagine you go to a restaurant.
Yes.
And the restaurant will give you a menu.
Yes.
Menu, right? Then you see, okay, coffee $1, pasta $5. But what happened if we have inflation?
Yes. The price.
We got to change every price.
Yes, of course.
This is called menu cost.
Oh.
If they got maybe a board with prices,
Yes.
someone will have to go erase, and you need to pay for that person to do that.
Oh yeah, of course.
So maybe you will think, okay, this is very simple. They can just print out a different menu. But how about supermarket?
They change a lot.
So many products
Yes.
with so many prices.
Yes.
Who will do that job?
People will do it.
You have to pay,
Of
maybe
course.
for new people to go and change, and maybe change every day the prices every day.
Yeah, change the label.
So it's a big cost. That's called menu cost.
Oh.
Then it will affect your investment. For example, in your office, if you have a company, you have an office, and you want to change your laptop. It's an old laptop. You want the new MacBook Pro.
Or we can say upgrade, right?
Upgrade, exactly. So if you want to upgrade, but now it's more expensive
Yes.
because of inflation. So if you want to invest in your business,
Yes.
all these materials will be more expensive.
Of course.
So it will of course affect the investment.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, I think you said this one before, the employee wages or employee salaries.
Yes.
Yeah. So okay.
Yeah,
So
it seems inflation will affect, I think, for everyone.
yeah,
Yeah.
and those employees, those workers, if they see that they're not receiving more money
Yes.
after 1 year,
Mm-hmm.
because let's say if the inflation is high,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
if they receive the same money as last year,
Mm-hmm.
the purchasing power will be much lower.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So they want to regulate.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
But what happens if the boss say,
No.
I'm sorry, but
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
cannot do that?
Probably.
They'll probably leave
You will
the
leave.
company.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So everyone lose, right?
It's a tough question. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, you're right.
If you agree, you increase their salary,
Mm,
which means your cost will be increased.
exactly.
Yeah. It's also related to the inflation.
Yeah. Yeah. And the last one I choose is the foreign exchange.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if we are in the US, the purchasing power of the USD falls
Mm-hmm.
comparing to other currencies,
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're in the US, we have inflation. This currency, this local currency, the USD currency, purchasing power will fall.
Mhm.
Let's say it will fall in value,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
comparing, of course, with other currencies.
Mm-hmm.
So if that happens, the cost for international purchases will also increase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Just like right now, the UK interest rate, it's kind of low. Also, the exchange rate with RMB and the UK decreased a lot.
Oh.
Which means right now we go to European shopping,
Yeah.
or we go to the UK shopping.
Yeah.
We have the very good exchange rate, which means we can we use the same amount of money,
Mhm.
we can buy more.
That's
So
very
this is what you mean. It will increase the international business.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cost for international purchases.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we explain.
Yes.
Oh, I think this picture shows what Ray said.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
For example,
For
in
inflation
1988, you can buy all these goods
with the $20.
with 20,
Yes.
and then
Two.
after how many years?
Oh.
7 years? 7 years?
17 years.
Yeah, right. After 17 years, you can buy half of this.
Mm-hmm.
And then after how many years? 13. You can buy, after 8 years, you can buy almost nothing.
Almost.
Yeah.
Until now, it's maybe empty. $20.
Yeah. Nice empty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do you have the other picture?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So it's important to explain that inflation, as we said, you don't need to be scary when you say, "Oh, the inflation is a little high."
Mm-hmm.
We have to be worried when the inflation is too high,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
because this can cause a
Yes.
hyperinflation.
Mm-hmm. It's also there have the three type of the inflation. First of all, we call the low inflation.
Mm.
I just said when a country with a low inflation,
Mm.
it's good or it helps
Mm.
for the economic goals.
Yeah.
And the second one we call the standard level of the price.
Mm.
It's kind of the middle. It's maybe the inflation is kind of a higher, maybe around 20%.
Mm.
And at that time, government want to control that. It's
Right.
also they have the tools or have the government have the way to control the inflation. The third one we call the hyperinflation.
Hyperinflation.
Yes, it's almost crashed, just like Venezuela,
Mm.
Argentina.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guys, Ray, in a while, he will go to the board and
Mhm.
write down, he will draw a hyperinflation
Yes.
example.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, but first,
Mhm.
how about I explain what is deflation?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, we'll come to the board again, and now we will change to deflation. So deflation is when the prices in the economy decrease. Okay, so deflation.
Mhm.
Okay, so first, if prices go down, let's do it like this. Prices go down, then this will cause that the profits of business also will tend to go down. So profits of business also go down. Okay, so if this happens, what will happen with the economy? Of course, the economy will suffer, right? So all this happens when we have deflation. Number two, normal people, will tend to lose their jobs, right? Or maybe no jobs, or maybe they had to accept very low or lower salaries. So I think here's the opposite, as we explained before,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
When inflation, people want more salary
Yes.
to protect from their devaluation
The price
of
of
this
goods, yes.
currency. But now it's the opposite. So people can get no jobs and lower these, like this, and lower salaries. Okay. And number three, when deflation happens, people choose to hold their money or hold their savings. Okay? So what happened here? Maybe Ray, you can help us. What
Yes.
happened if people choose to hold their money, not to spend, or hold their savings?
Yes. For the deflation, I think it's more serious when the inflation.
Yeah.
And the problem caused the deflation is maybe the money, the paper money, the government published too much. It caused the deflation. But no matter how inflation or deflation, the result was the same. The price of the goods were increased. It was totally same. But for the deflation, it's more serious. I just said, if the government published too much money, too much cash, it will cause the deflation. And the people will get saving and hold the money. If you hold the money, you're not spending for the product, for the producer or factory, they will sell less. Also, it will cause the economic problems.
Yeah, so it's very easy, as Ray said. These are the prices. Let's say the prices go lower, lower, lower. Let's say now it's 2019, right? Okay, so maybe Ray will say, I want to buy a car,
Yes.
or a new car. And now the price is, whatever, 4,000, whatever, 10K. That's what that is, 10K. But we know there is deflation. So maybe Ray will think in next year, 2020, this car price will be lower. So why I have to buy now? I can wait. But when this day arrive, maybe Ray will wait till next year until nobody is consuming.
Yes.
Ray will wait, keep the money in his house, at the bank,
Yes.
just hold their money or savings, and nobody spend. If nobody spend, the economy, it won't
Yes.
circulate. The money won't circulate, the economy will suffer.
Just another example.
Yeah.
Christmas is coming. Oftenly, when Christmas coming, all the factory or the store will have the discount
Right.
up to the 50%. So which means you will not buy now. Because
Right.
you already know for the maybe next 2 or 3 weeks, all store will have the discount.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. And also number 4, people consume less. People consume less. So when that happens, so you can see here, this is quantity, price, supply, demand, very easy, right? Then we have Q1, quantity 1, price 1. So if people consume less, Ray, you can help me here, the demand will
Your
change.
demand decrease.
Right, decrease. So this demand 1 decrease to demand 2.
Yes.
So this was the original price, and now for the same supply, right, we got to find the new price. So it will be this price. We just said the
Q2.
this decreased, right?
Yes.
People consume less, so you can see the decrease here, but also a decrease
The
in
price.
Price goes down. Okay?
It's very classic economic theory.
Yeah, very classic. But when this happens, actually, it can cause a point of never ending.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So your deflation can be worse and worse and worse.
Yes.
And the same happen with inflation.
Yes.
Same thing.
Yes. So now maybe some country, not some country, maybe most country, they maybe don't worry about the inflation because they have enough tools to control inflation.
Right.
Even the hyperinflation.
Oh.
Yeah. They just can print the new money with the new interest rate. Yeah, it can be fixed. But for the low deflation, it's not too much way to fix it. As now we see for the European central bank for the European, they use a negative interest rate. Also for the Japan
Some of countries have negative
yes,
interest rate.
for the European.
Yeah.
And also for the Japan, they use a negative interest rate. And also they print the money, we call it QE. They print lots of money. But until now, I think for the European central bank, they still cannot find the good way to control the deflation. Yes.
Right.
So this is cause lots of problem because I remember for the last economic crash after 2008 until now, it's more than 10 years. But they still cannot fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's very serious.
Exactly. Actually, there is a phrase. Let me read it. Inflation is like toothpaste. You know, toothpaste. Once it's out, toothpaste, you can hardly get it back again.
Yes.
You know when you brush your teeth,
Yes.
you use the toothpaste.
Yes.
When it's out, how can you put it back? It's so hard.
Yes.
So inflation is the same. When there is inflation prices increase. It's really difficult to in one point. As you say, there's normal inflation. Central banks they can control it.
Yes.
But this one point which turns very difficult to put it back.
Yes.
How about you give us the example of Venezuela? Hyperinflation example.
Of course.
Okay.
I can just
You can go.
collect chart.
Okay. I'll give you space.
Yes. Also, I use the coffee for the example.
Okay, coffee.
Yes. And
What kind of coffee?
this is the price. Maybe we can say latte.
Latte.
Yes.
Okay, let me stand up.
Okay. In 2017, the cup of latte maybe it's only cost 0.2 Venezuela money.
That's
It's
just
called
2 years ago.
yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's called what's the money?
Bolivars.
Bolivars.
Venezuela currency.
I always forget the name. And only just 1 year later, the price go to here,
Go to the sky.
go to the sky.
Yeah.
1,700
Oh my
Bolivara money. Just see, only 1 year, the price of the change was lost.
So can we
This
say
is
that
called inflation.
can we say that this is a typical case of hyperinflation or just normal inflation? What do you think?
This is of course a hyperinflation.
Hyperinflation.
With the normal inflation, I think for the 2% each year. This is the normal inflation, 2%. But for this kind of just 20 cents to the 1,700, only 1 year, it's called crash, hyperinflation. And I think now if you guys watch our previous video, you can see now how bad with Venezuela inflation and their currency, of course, and also their exchange rate.
Wow.
So this is the reason why when the price sharply increased, if you want to save the money,
Mhm.
no way.
No
Because you will spend all of your money for your basic needs.
Right.
Because everything's increased.
Right.
Yes. So this is horrible.
Oh, that's really crazy.
Yes. Mhm.
That's really crazy.
Yes.
Venezuela.
I think it's not first country, also it's not the last country
Yeah.
for the
That's right.
hyperinflation. Yes. Mhm.
Yeah,
And
that's
also, you guys, you can see this chart. It's inflation and deflation, and also this circle, economic circle, is explain what Malone says before,
Mm.
how like a foreign demand, business lose,
right.
foreign price, and the lay off, and the wage reducing,
Right.
and the debit deficit, and maybe it's always will affect to the bank. Maybe bank will bankrupt.
Yeah, and now that you talk about banks,
Yes.
how about we explain how central banks they control
Yes, of
inflation?
course. Mhm.
Okay, so that the three main ways to control inflation. In general, we can say they use what we call a monetary policy.
Yes.
Right. Of course, there are other like fiscal policy, etc., etc.
Mhm.
Anyway, but before continuing here, we have to understand what caused inflation. So before, I think you have a chart, a picture with the factors that will affect, that will cause inflation.
This one.
It's this one, okay.
Mhm.
But in general, we can say that the excess of money supply in the economy
Yes.
will cause inflation.
Mhm.
And second, the excess of purchasing power of people
Yes.
will also cause inflation. Okay?
Mhm.
So guys, if you see an economy where everyone is buying happy,
Yes.
like nothing happened,
Mhm.
maybe something weird happened.
Yes. Otherwise, everybody make the money.
Right.
You will spend more.
Yeah.
You earn more, you spend more.
Mhm.
Of course.
Yeah.
Just the situation in China.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, in Beijing or Shanghai,
Yeah.
the house price was increased a lot.
Right.
It's of course caused a lot of inflation.
Yeah.
So you don't need maybe serious why the pork price increased because you earn more.
Yeah.
10 years, 20 years, you spend a little money buy the house. Now maybe it's 10 times increased.
Yeah.
Yeah. So of course the price will increase.
Yeah. If other assets of your portfolio,
Yes.
right? Because remember the question we asked before,
Yes.
how this will affect your portfolio.
Yes.
So if some other assets of your portfolio will increase
Yes.
in value,
Yes.
then you don't need to worry about normal changes in,
Yes.
or increases in
Yes.
prices. Okay, so central banks, how they control inflation. The first one is they increase interest rates.
Yes.
This is very typical, guys. So you know, inflation, central banks will increase interest rates.
Yes.
Okay, so what is this interest rate?
Actually,
It's an interbank
yes.
interest rate. It's the interest rate that central banks give to local banks.
Yes.
Okay, and also, if banks, normal banks, increase their interest rate, people will
Save the money in the bank.
people exactly. They will, let's say, invest. We can explain like this: they will not take loan. They will not ask money from the bank.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, because the banks, the government, they want the supply of the money in the economy to be reduced.
Yes.
Right. So there is a good way by increasing interest rates. It's a good way that not people will go and invest in banks.
Yes.
And sorry, not invest. Take loans.
Take loans,
Take
yes.
loans. Different. Yeah.
Because also the rental interest rate increased.
Exactly.
It's
exactly.
always at both times.
Right. And the second way is to banks. Doesn't matter if it's a central bank or normal.
Local bank.
How do they call it? Local banks? I think it's called domestic bank.
Domestic. Oh, I
banks.
see.
Banks.
Domestic.
Or local banks, the same. Okay, they will sell some papers or securities or bonds.
Yes.
Bonds is the most typical one.
Yes.
Right. So what's the reason why they're selling these bonds? Okay, it's very simple actually. They're asking money from people.
Yes.
Right? If you sell something to me, you asking me money.
Yes.
Then you are. So
And
if you're the bank, you sell bonds
Yes.
to normal people, let's say me, then I pay, and the money in the economy will be reduced.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. You want to say something?
Also, maybe the bank will offer high interest rate. Otherwise, people will not save the money in the bank.
Right.
Yeah, or buy the bond from the bank.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, and the last one is called increase in cash reserve ratio, or CRR, cash reserve ratio.
Yes.
It's basically how much banks reserve
Yes.
in their storage,
Yes.
or at the bank. Okay. So if they increase this reserve, that means normal banks, they cannot take more money than they usually take out.
Yes. Well, yes,
Okay.
of course.
So by doing this, central banks, they make sure that all the domestic banks or normal banks, they won't take this money
Yes.
out to the economy.
So this is all the inflation, how the central bank will do that.
Exactly.
How about when deflation happened? How the central bank will do that?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's different, eh?
It's different.
It's not just the opposite. as many
Yes.
people think.
But it's only, as I know, it's only maybe two ways to do that. First of all, reduce the interest rate, even negative, just like the European Central Bank or Japan Central Bank.
So
They
people
give
will take
the
loans.
negative. Yes, of course. And which means, normally when we save the money in the bank, bank will give us interest.
Yeah.
But if the bank offer the negative interest rate, which means when you save the money in the bank, you need to pay some fees to the bank. Otherwise, normal people will do not save the money in the bank, which means government or bank, they don't want the money. This is the first way to reduce the interest rate. And the second one, just like Japan, European country, the government, they just open the machine and print the money all over the days.
So they increase the supply of money in the
Yes.
economy.
So you guys just think about if the money supply increase a lot in your market, of course the price of the goods will increase. Just as I said, no matter inflation or deflation, the price of the goods will increase. For the inflation, it's okay, no problem. We can invest. Yeah, we can buy the bonds, save the money in the bank. We can get the interest rate to against the inflation. But how the deflation? You only have only one way to left, it's investment.
Yeah.
As long as you get it's good return, you can against the price of increase. Otherwise, no way. Because when you have the same amount of money, when government print lots of money, it's also a share of the value of your money. It's called co-purchasing power.
Yeah.
Just like maybe last year I can spend like 100,000 can buy a very good car. And after 1 or 2 years for the deflation, I only can buy maybe the domestic car, not import car.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So this is a very serious problem.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe if we want to invest, it won't be a bad option.
Yes, of course.
To invest in maybe some bonds of the government or central bank of Japan.
Yes.
Or those European central banks that has deflation. Let's say negative interest rate.
And also you borrow the money from the central bank with very low interest rate. I tell you some tips of the trading.
Okay.
Or understanding.
Okay.
For Japan, lots of Japan company they have the overseas officer. Also, they have the main officer in Japan, which means they can borrow the money from Japan bank with very low interest rate, because right now Japan also have the negative interest rate. And also we can see over the world, not every country offers very low interest rate. Some country maybe they need money from the overseas. They offer very high interest rate. Normally Australia, New Zealand, or even Brazil, they offer the very high interest rate. You just think about you borrow the money from the low interest rate bank, and save the money to the other country with the high interest rate, you can make the money.
Yeah.
With you just doing nothing.
It's happening in Japan,
It's,
right?
it's happening in Japan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes. If you guys have like some idea, you get hints with the idea, you can do that. But at least you have you own the company first.
Well, let me tell you, I met before a Brazilian who dedicates to the real estate business, and he just did like that, buying and selling real estate. It's the same.
Yes.
As you said, you can get the money from here, for example, from Japan,
Yes.
and you can put it, invest.
Yes.
In this case, you can buy
Yes.
real estate
Yes.
in, for example, Brazil,
Yes.
in his country.
I think it's golden rule for every investment. Buy lower price, sell with a high price.
Yeah.
It's golden rule. Nothing changed.
Yeah, it sounds very simple.
Yes.
But it can be very powerful.
Yes,
Right.
of course.
Yeah.
You just see of the world, not only for your country, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to open our eyes. Yeah. Open our mind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. So how can we protect from inflation?
Mm-hmm.
How can we fight against inflation?
Mhm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And before that, you guys see the picture.
Okay.
This is the list for the top 10 countries with the high inflation. First of all, with Venezuela, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second one with
Africa?
South Sudan.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then
Yes,
I can't see.
Yes.
Sorry.
Of course, like Argentina.
Oh. Yeah.
Also Europe, Egypt.
Egypt.
Yes.
I'm so sorry about that.
Yes.
Anyway.
Also, this is I just draw here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this
Copy.
one is maybe not clear. It's called inflation, also the deflation country.
Yeah.
Inflation country, I just mentioned it. For the deflation country, Japan, France, Taiwan, yeah, also Thailand. Yeah, it's a lot of country
Okay.
there.
Yeah, and okay, that's very interesting.
Yes.
Taiwan.
Yes.
Okay, so as I said before, guys, how can we protect from inflation? How can
Yes.
we fight against inflation?
Mhm.
So how about we give 11 different ways to protect from inflation?
Yes.
Very nice, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so the first one, here I don't know if I should go, no, I don't need to go there.
Mhm.
Okay, so the first one is you can focus on short-term bonds.
Yes.
Okay, let me explain. We just said that if we got inflation in an economy, the interest rate will follow this increase
Yes.
of prices.
Yes, of
right?
course. Mhm.
Interest rate.
Mhm.
Actually, we just explained that central banks, one way to protect from inflation is to increase interest rate.
Yes.
Right? So let's say you are saving money for your retirement.
Yes.
When you're old, you need to survive, right?
Mhm.
So we work and save. Let's say like
Yes.
that. So let's say you have a lot of money and you want to put it in a bond.
Yes.
It can be any bond from the US,
Yes. Every country. Yes.
treasury bond from any country. But you know that your country or that country has inflation in time. Okay? So look, if you take all your money, all your savings, and you invest in this bond in, let's say, 20 years or 30 years, you do a long-term investment,
For your retirement plan.
right? Then you have to realize that, okay, prices will increase because of inflation, but also the interest rate
Interest rate.
will follow this inflation.
Yes.
So inflation will increase, interest rates will increasing more and more and more. But the interest rate you took from the beginning was a little low, let's say like this. And after 20 years will be really different.
Yes.
So that's why some experts recommend when there is inflation, more than normal inflation in an economy, you can take many or several short-term bonds.
No.
Let's say 4 to 5 years bonds.
Yes. Maybe even shorter.
Yeah. So you don't need to take one long-term bond. You can take 4 or 5.
Yes.
So every time after 4 years, you take the new bond, but with higher interest rate.
With a new beginning, right?
New beginning with
Yes.
higher interest rate,
Mm-hmm.
and of course more income at the end.
Yes, of course. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's good choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also smart way.
Yeah. He said, we're teaching our friends how to make money for the future.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so second one is you can choose some treasury inflation protected securities
Mhm.
or TIPS,
Mhm.
TIPS. It's basically bonds with protection from the inflation protection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then the number three, you can take more aggressive types of bonds like some emerging markets
Uh-huh.
bonds, maybe
Uh-huh.
like Brazil,
Yes.
Chile, my country, or Peru,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
or South Africa countries.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Some countries even here in Asia. Yeah, those bonds. will-
It can take a little bit risk, right?
right.
Mm-hmm. But it's also another golden rules: high risk, high income.
Yeah, yeah.
Low risk, low income.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then, always don't forget that. Don't forget this. You can keep some stocks in your portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a very good way to protect from inflation.
Mm-hmm. But it's only this depends on what kind of country's stock market. For the U.S., okay, no problem, because we know Buffett. See, he invests with the value, right? But in China, you people just forget about that because now the price and compared to the 10 years price is almost the same, no
Really?
increase.
Oh really?
Yeah, so it's no value like added in Chinese
really?
market. We just gambling.
I was following some, let's say, kind of new companies,
Mhm.
big companies like Alibaba.
Alibaba.
I mean, in the stock market. So
Yes.
in the stock market.
Mhm.
Or like the Chinese YouTube, I think it's called iQIYI.
iQIYI.
iQIYI. And even American one, Tesla.
Tesla.
Tesla is kind of new also
Yes.
in the stock market.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think
Yes, we just think about like the Facebook.
yeah.
When the start price and the
Facebook.
now price. Also, we just talk about
Big difference.
more history company, KFC or McDonald's
Yeah.
or even Disney. We already talk about this topic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's increase. It's almost increase every year, so it's good investment.
Yeah. If you have a stock portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, you want to invest in Disney,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
you can put more than 30%
Yes.
of your portfolio for Disney
Mhm.
because, as we explained before in other videos,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
they are investing in so many industries.
Yes, of course.
So
Mm-hmm.
even if today nobody wants to watch movies,
They still can make money.
they can earn a lot.
They have Disneyland. They have the copyright.
Now they have streaming,
Yes.
streaming service,
Mhm.
Disney Plus.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So
Also the copyrights. for their
Copyrights.
movie.
yeah,
Yeah. Also some like tours with some Disney logo.
logo,
Yeah. You're paying
merchandising.
for the copyrights.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, then you got the natural resources and commodities
Mhm.
as a way of
Yeah.
protecting from
Yeah. When
inflation.
when people worry about inflation, they will buy some commodity like gold and
Gold,
silver.
silver.
Yeah, just like Malone, you just show us like the silver coin, right?
Yeah, the panda
I-
coin.
Yeah, panda coin. I know it's your hobby to,
Yeah.
to collect or keep this like the gold coin or silver coin
Yeah, silver coin.
to affect the inflation, right?
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It's my way to protect from inflation.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But if you buy silver coins, you should be careful because if you don't really have the place to storage,
Uh huh.
silver is actually the price is not that high
Yes.
as gold.
It's okay, no problem.
So after 2 years, you will get a lot of coins.
Yes.
Where can you put this?
The safe case,
Yeah, yeah.
security case.
Yeah. Okay. So like a pirate treasury.
You
know?
pirate.
Give it to your kids or your mom. Or
Hiding some like unknown island, right?
Yeah. Island. Yeah. 秦皇岛. Okay. So then you have real estate investment.
Mm-hmm.
This one of course can be physical real estate.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Go and buy real estate. And then you have the trading, the investment, it's called like this, Real Estate Investment Trust,
Mm-hmm.
REIT.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically to it's basically like trading
Yes.
real estate.
Yes.
It's like you buy something like a, how to say, future. It's called future.
Yes.
This one.
Yes.
Also called future. Yeah. So it's an easy way to follow what's happening with the prices of real estate
Yes.
by buying REIT.
Mm-hmm.
And then this very normal one,
What's that?
to lock your expenses.
Uh-huh.
If there is inflation, just don't spend too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
very easy.
Mm-hmm. When inflation happen, maybe after that I can give you some like my tips for how to affect the inflation.
How to protect?
How to protect.
You can give it now. No,
Okay.
no.
If
Okay.
If we,
This-
if,
this
yeah,
one.
yeah, if if the audience was a female,
Okay.
I think you were like the bags, right?
Oh, bags? Yeah.
Yeah, bags.
Okay.
So
you like it.
yeah, buy some good bags like
Yeah.
LV, Chanel
Oh.
with limited edition.
Oh.
It's for sure in the future the price will increase because as I know for the LV, they increase the price 5% every year.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they never on sale.
But where can they sell this later?
Of course,
Or to
online
their friends?
or a store, so people will take that. Yeah.
Store.
Yeah, for men, maybe you can buy a very nice watch.
Oh.
It's also will keep your value of the money.
Mhm.
You just think about like 10 years, how much you can buy the IWC, and now how much you spend.
Mm.
Yes, I think for the future, the price will increase a lot, or increase again and again. Yes.
That's a good advice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also buy gold, silver.
Gold.
It's good choice.
silver.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can protect there.
Mm-hmm.
How about you have more?
Yes. Also, you can like exchange your currency to some other country's currency, which is more valuable, just like USD or UK. I think
GBP.
yes, GBP, British pounds, also euro. Maybe it's not yet for the euro, but it's for sure for the US dollar. It always will be the leader of the money.
Right.
Yes, for the UK, British pounds. Yes.
Yeah,
This
even
is-
if you lose when you do the exchange. the
But
exchange
you
rate-
still keep the money, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, another tips: do never put your money or all of your money in the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people
We
may
said
ask.
this before many
Yeah.
times, right?
Yeah. Some people may ask
Bank
or
will
question
help
about
us,
that.
you know.
Yeah. Some people may question about that. Why I cannot save my money in the bank?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't forget in 2008 in Greece, when you save the money in the bank, when you want to take out, I'm sorry, they have the limitation. It's
Oh.
only $50 for every day. No matter how much money in your bank, how much zero you have,
You can just take
you
withdrawal and say.
only can withdraw with the
50.
cash,
Mm.
$50.
Wow,
It sucks.
it's terrible.
Yes, of course.
Terrible. Because all the money is inside. It's
Yes.
devaluating.
Yes. So the government or central bank don't want you just take the money out.
Yeah.
Also, bank need money, right?
Yeah.
If the bank don't have the money, they can go bankrupt.
Mm.
Yes. Wow. Yeah. So, don't forget that. Don't put all your money in your bank. Also, another question is, bank can be bankrupt, can be closed
Yeah.
anytime.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Remember in 2008 in United States, more than 100 American bank. Of course, it's a small bank, so it's just shut down.
Yeah. Because.
Yes. And maybe you can save your money in the insurance company because, as I know, according to law, not some countries' law, it's maybe the international law, bank can be closed, but insurance company cannot be closed. If they have some problem, government will take over. So, which means the money in the insurance company is kind of safe.
will insurance companies offer bonds?
Of course,
What kind of securities, papers?
they offer
Insurance.
bonds. They
course.
offer bonds.
Insurance.
They offer insurance for
Medical insurance.
for your retirement.
Right.
Yeah,
medical
or for
insurance.
your healthy care, even maybe for the the kids' growth plan. Yeah, something like that. So
So you buy,
yeah, of course I buy.
can you sell it later?
No,
That's the question, right?
but I can get the return when I retirement.
Some of them you can sell.
Oh,
Depends.
It depends. Yes.
At least in Chile
So
you can
compared to the insurance company and a bank,
Mm.
I more trust insurance company.
That's a good advice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very nice.
Uh-huh.
And then investment.
Investment, of course.
To invest.
Yes. And we just talk about lots of the CPI, PPI, inflation. If you know how the inflation goes in the future, especially for the United States,
Yeah.
you will see how the US dollar movements.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Right.
If you control the movements of the United States dollar, you control whole of the foreign market.
And actually, some people think I cannot predict inflation, but it's not that difficult.
But I
You
think
have to follow two things: CPI,
yes,
PPI.
PPI.
It's that simple.
yes,
But you have to know how to follow it.
Yes.
And then you will know if there will be inflation in the US
you
or not.
just forget how to calculate the inflation.
Oh, important in the long term. Huh?
In the long
No,
term.
I'm not talking about
Yes.
short term.
Mhm.
Long term.
Of course, this is part of the how to know the US dollar movements
Right.
for CPI, PPI. Also, we have other topic for how we know the US dollar movements.
Yeah.
But as long as one thing we can comment, we can make sure government for the US government, they have the most powerful government of the world.
Yeah.
They can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. So sometimes the logic.
Yes, the logic.
Count, like,
Yes.
as a logic.
Just to follow how normal people thinking. How American government or president of the government, Mr. Trump,
Mr.
Trump, yeah, how he wants. Maybe in the future time it will appear.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a very easy way.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd be worried if they change Trump for the next period.
Yes, but
Because Trump, this person, this image is very strong.
Yes.
You know, it's like if I say A, it
Yes.
should be A.
one good thing happened for the yesterday night for the United States stock market. They increase again and record new highest level.
A boost.
Yeah, which means at least Wall Street guys
So
will
USD
like. Yeah,
Probably.
It's kind of flat because
You have to follow the SP 500.
yes, just don't forget for the Friday. I think on Friday
Okay.
it's Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving is big holiday in United States.
Now it's Christmas.
And
Sunday.
other than Christmas, and the people will do lots of shopping, buy gifts, something like that. So before the big holiday, the market always be flat because no people want to get in the market because we don't know what will happen.
Too much volatility.
Yes.
Much movement. So you mean like from today to maybe the end of December, the US index will be kind of flat.
Yeah, kind of
It
flat.
won't be like boom, 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 boom. Maybe like flat.
Of course, for the December, end of the year, most people will take the vacation, go to travel, spend the time with the family, with the kids. For the trade, just forget about that.
Vacation, you can go on vacation.
Yes, but if all people go to vacation, who will do the trade?
Machine.
Machine, yes, of course.
Right, okay.
It's AI, right?
Yeah, yeah, why not?
Yes. And for the last one, study more. Yes,
Study more.
Yes, of course. Even for me, I study every day. It's every second has a new thing happened. So
that's true.
yeah, if you guys want to follow the movements, or we can see it's tempo, just like you dancing.
Yeah.
How define your good dancing? You follow the tempo, right? If you don't follow the tempo, it's horrible. It's same thing with the trade. You just follow the tempo. You can do the very well. Otherwise, it will be suffer. Yes.
You're right.
So study more, and if you don't want to like read a book, just watch our video. We can
Watch
tell
our
you.
video.
Yes, we can tell you or teach you guys lots of like the knowledge of the how to trade.
I think today
Yes.
we just taught our friends some few tips to
Yes.
really earn money.
Yes. Of course.
Not even doing trade.
Yes, of course.
So guys, even these videos are maybe for you long courses,
Yes.
sometimes more than 40 minutes. But be careful because sometimes in the middle
Yes.
will be a very important tip.
Yes.
Right? Especially from Ray.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And just you,
Yes, sir.
you need to pay attention. It's not just about the related to the trade. When even for your normal life, when inflation happened, you at least after you watch our video, you know how to protect your money, right?
Yeah. Very important.
Yes.
Okay.
Not just like until Venezuela, Argentina,
Oh.
they just go lot of crash,
Yeah.
and some people may like get hungry, not money to buy the food.
In Venezuela, almost of 10%
Yes.
of population they.
Oh,
the country.
yes.
So.
Wow, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, guys.
Okay,
so
guys, thank you.
This is all for today. Thank you for watching,
Yes.
and see you next
Next Wednesday.
Day.
And bye bye.
Bye.